I'm working on the steering lines to get this V8 fitted in here. I'm using the power steering pump, same on the Tundra and Lexus. Actually, there's one small difference. I'll show that later. But this guy here, where you plug in the high pressure line, kind of gets close to the pulley there, and that's going to be the main problem. I want to get this on. This is actually a line from the FJ since it was already hooked up to the steering rack. I thought I'd use it. I'll take this out, pop this on, and what I found was, you can see when I straighten this out, there is like no room between the belt, and once I show you when I get this thing on here, it wants to wiggle its way over and in fact touch. And see that little ear on the back of the fitting? It's supposed to go into a certain spot at a certain angle, and the power steering pump is in a different location, just a little bit down or over on the FJ. So getting in here to loosen up the steering lines is, I just have the wrench kind of on the flexible tube, but it's the one down to the left. It's like really hard to get in there. You know, not much access at all. So I'll show you what I did. But here you can see it's almost touching, barely any space. And if we get some vibration going, you'll see what happens. I didn't want to attach this to the body because the engine's going to be vibrating, you know, and moving back and forth. And that was very tight as well, so I didn't want to stress that. So here we go. Boom. Squeaks over a little, vibrates over a tiny bit, and you can be dragging on the pulley in the belt. Not good. So, yep, interference. Sorry for pointing all this out. I record the videos first, then I add the sound later, so there might be some extra finger points. So in the Lexus, I noticed, okay, it's got the same connections over on the driver's side, but it has this funky pretzel high pressure line. Pretzels around and it goes up, and it has this bad boy, which that little ear is on the front side now, and it's got a separate or additional attachment, which to me looks like some kind of pressure gauge or vacuum. No, it seems like you hook up vacuum to it. I forgot. I'm going to have to look back at my pictures and figure out what that does exactly. But I got that guy cleaned out. Still need to put that clamp on there. This little supply hose going down. Here's where it's different between the Lexus and Tundra. See, that one there points kind of forward. And this is the one from the Tundra. It actually goes in this way, and it points backwards right into the FJ suspension. So luckily, you can just unbolt that and swap in the Lexus adapter. And yeah, see how that points more straight up? That also made it really easy to make sure the line was there. So the other one's pointing that way, and this one's pointing that way, which is great. Phew. All right. So here it is attached. The Lexus steering line, I painted it up. Prime didn't paint it. It goes around that pulley, and it's coming down. It pretzels around. You can use the same mounting points, at least that middle one you can. And then it goes under the oil and the AC, and it goes right over there and screws in perfectly. Perfect distance. All right, I have that brush in there to hold the front of the motor up because I don't have the transmission on yet, so it can kind of rock back and forth. Anyways, another problem encountered was this rubber hose here is supposed to attach as kind of in this twin fitting here, this twin mount, and it can't once you put that pretzel line in. So I'm stuck with it kind of floating, and I need to figure out where I can zip tie it down or properly mount it so that you don't have a problem. I'm gonna finish up this clip here. I don't want the lines touching each other when the whole engine is vibrating, because that can cause some wear. I don't want to break a line during an important time. So, trying to put the drive belt on here, the tensioner, but I think I have the wrong size belt. So to go to Advanced Auto and get a new one. But here's where the fittings are. Let's look back below again. Okay, not up by the wheel well, but down below where the steering tie rods come out. There, see it there a little more clearly. That's where you have to get a wrench in. And if you don't have an 8-point flare wrench, that's going to be hard.